Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Wow, what a day yesterday. Wow. Yeah, so basically we won at home finally. Yeah, so I'm coming down from a bit of a high. This was meant to come out a bit earlier, but I woke up a bit late. So yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about yesterday's result against Charlton Athletic at home. So be aware my voice is going a little bit, so yeah, bear with me. So yeah, great result yesterday at Loftus Road, where QPR beat Charlton 3-1. Goals from Paul Smith, Koki Sato, and Richard Kone. So there's only one way to get into it, and that is by how we performed. Now, first things first, we performed the same as Preston in the first 25 minutes, and Julian admitted that. And also, he kept his promise where he said against Coventry City that next week would be different against Charlton. So he has kept his promise, and hopefully the fans can be happy with what he has said and what he has done in yesterday's game. But the main thing right now is we got the 3 points. So yeah, but like I said, yesterday's game, first 25 minutes, same as Preston it was really, where we dominated the game for 25 minutes, possession-wise, went on the attack straight away, constantly, didn't really need to defend because our defense was so high up on the pitch, which is what we need to be. And then after 25 minutes after the goal, it kind of died down a little. It was all pretty much Charlton Athletic attack. They had a couple of chances. They did. And there was a couple of mistakes, maybe two in the first half by Joe Walsh, which was a bit nerve-wracking, where if he didn't catch the ball properly or if he just didn't bloody in the right position to save the goal. But yeah, he only let one goal in, so that's a positive, I guess. And yeah, so 3 points on the board. Now, when the second half happened, obviously Paul Smith's goal, and it was assisted by Harvey Vale, I believe, which is a nice little neat trick, obviously, from Kone, leaving it for Paul Smith to run into the box and get the goal. When the second half started, obviously we looked a bit of a crazy start of the half. We didn't really do too good. There wasn't many chances. We was just losing possession a lot against Charlton Athletic. So it was a lot like the Preston game at home at the first game of the season, where Preston just literally pull out all attack in the start of the second half. Now their goal, Charlton, was, in my opinion, shouldn't. It's same as a mistake, as always. It's always a mistake where it's been lifted into the box. Jimmy Dunn not even bothered by defending it properly in the corner, and then when it's lifted into the box, it goes to one of the Charlton Athletic players, not marked properly, and the shot was pathetic, really pathetic. I've not seen a really bad shot like that in ages, and Joe Walsh should have got it. I'm not going to blame the defense, only on the marking part, but the defense, the goalkeeper has got to be getting that shot from Charlton. That is the most easiest shot to save. If you say it's to do with the bounce or anything like that, you're a keeper. You're putting keeper to save that type of shot there, which is really bad. It's got to be a lot better from Joe Walsh if he wants to keep his spot. I know a lot of people still want Nardi. I still want Nardi, but I'm always willing to give the manager the chance of proving who he chooses on the pitch. So yeah, the goal that they conceded shouldn't have come by, but it did. And then after that, he made some subs. And the subs that he made, if you give me a second, I'll pop it up. Where is it? This one here, I think. Yeah. So the subs he made was in the first half. He put Ryan Colley on for, I believe it was Who did he come on for? Paul Smith. Yeah, so Paul Smith actually came on after half time he did. and Ryan Colley came on. He did. Now, Ryan Colley actually did a really great job, and what Julian said at the end of the game was that Paul Smith came off because of a light knock, and he didn't want to obviously frustrate him with that knock. So yeah, Colley came on, he put in a good game, he did. I thought it was a lot better than the Coventry City game. And then he made some more subs in the 68th minute where Esquidina in the 59th minute, Koki Sato came on for Karamoko Dembele, who was pretty quiet in the second half as well. And as everyone knows, Koki Dembele came on and scored the goal. He did, to make it 2-1. Now, brilliant run, but I think that was straight after Esquidina and Burrell came on for, I believe, Norrington Davis and I believe Harvey Vale it was. So Esquidina and Burrell both came on. I believe they played two up front and they switched it to basically Sato behind the striker, the two strikers, and then they went from there. And Isaac Hayden obviously came on 81st minute for Varane, who also put in a great performance, I believe. Now, with Sato's goal, like I was saying, Sato, great interception from Escudina and challenge to get on the halfway, and Sato running with the dribbling with the ball from halfway all the way into the box. Nice little step over and slid it straight past the keeper into his left-hand corner or our right-hand corner, whichever way you want to look into it. So yeah, that was second goal. So great, better, more defending and on the attack from the players, obviously switching the formation as well, which I thought was a great thing for us. Which changed the game a lot. We was more attacking and we used our counter attacks a lot better than we have done in previous games. And the third goal, which obviously came from the counter attack, where the ball was cleared away from Esquidina in the final minutes of stoppage time, and Burrell was just able to get onside and literally clip the ball off his foot and goes onto the run for Kone. Kone's run onto the ball. Now, he looks so slow on the ball, but wow, what patience and commitment he had to finish that ball. Absolutely brilliant. I thought it was a great goal to finish off. He well deserved it. We look like we have a striker on our hands to do well. I think whoever's obviously, he's done well in League One. He's scored 2 goals already. He's replaced Charlie Kelman, and I just think it's a brilliant signing. For the price we got for him, I think we've got a lot of work to do, but we're going to see a good amount of goals in that box, hopefully from set pieces and obviously those type of counter-attacking goals. So yeah, I'm happy with the result yesterday. Happy with the first 25 minutes and the ending of the game, but there's still a lot of work to do. Julian needs to. Now, what I would say to Julian is do not change a thing from the home games. Don't mess up with the tactics. If you are going to, just make sure you do the right choices in the squad to do that. But obviously he's the manager, so yeah. But going on to after the goals, let's go on to the squad ratings. Now, as you can see, we have first half and obviously after the subs there. So now in the first half, they said Joe Walsh got a 7. I disagree with that one bit. I think it should have been less than that. I'm talking 6.5, maybe a 6.8. He wasn't great again. He did save a couple of good shots, which obviously we saw, but I just thought when you let a goal in like that, you can't be a 7, 100%. Now moving on to right back, Jimmy Dunn, 7.5. As you can see, the captain, the main man, he pulled on a great performance. I would probably give him a 7. I think 7.5 is too generous, but I just think he was very quiet in the game in some halves. So yeah, I'm a bit don't know what they saw to give him a 7.5. Not dismantling him whatsoever, but he had a good game. Liam Morrison and Bengu both was 6.9, 6.8. I honestly think they deserve 7.5s. 7.5s and 8s. They were brilliant yesterday. that was obviously, as you can see, I predicted in previous in our opponent preview. I put Morrison and Bengu. I thought that would have been the best choice of centre backs for us. They've done brilliantly together against Preston. So yeah, big shouts out to Liam Morrison and Bengu. They killed it yesterday, man. Honestly, if it wasn't for them, we just, they're two great players, man, for us. So yeah, 6.8s and 6.9, I would give them both a 7.5 or at least a 7.6. So yeah. Moving on to left back, Reece Davis. Oh, he was quiet at times, but he pulled off a great defensive ability for us. It's what we've been missing at left back. He has been our missing gem, I believe, in defense for left back, because most of our goals that we concede are ridiculous in the wing back areas. So big shout out to Reece Davis for the performance yesterday. He gets a 7.0, maybe a 7.5 in my opinion, but quality defending yesterday, tackles in there, blocks. Not a bad thing to say about him yesterday. What I would actually say is that his runs, he could take on a couple of people a bit more with confidence, but that's about it really. Moving on to the big man Varane, the main man at QPR who gets everything going with the fans. We may have a different guy now in Mbengu and Kone, but yeah, Varane quality. It's a better performance from him than at Coventry City. I think a couple of challenges he was a bit dangerous with, which can be a bit more controlled, but apart from that, I think the passing ability and everything like that was brilliant. I didn't see any issues with the passing yesterday, and hopefully, obviously, Kieran Morgan can come in and after the international break, after his under-20s debut for England, hopefully he can get rolling on that. Now, my man of the match, Nicholas Madsen. I know obviously a lot of people are probably going to say wrong on that, but for a player that's been obviously not had the great start of the season, and he's come into it in a position I believe he's not the greatest in, but he done superbly well to survive 19 minutes on the pitch and just doing so well, I thought. He didn't get really many shots on or anything like that, but he was there with Varane holding the midfield and pushing up to help a little bit with Vale. So a 7.4, I'd probably give him a 7.8. But yeah, a terrific performance from Nicholas Madsen, I thought. Now going on to Karamoko Dembele. Very quiet. I think the only times that he really done well was on the first half. Second half, when he came off, he got subbed because he was a marksman. I think maybe try Dembele in the middle, maybe Smith on the right and Vale on the left, or maybe Dembele on the left. I just think on that right wing he gets lost a little bit, and we don't see the best of him on that right wing. Maybe the middle might be best for him. But yeah, I thought pace wise, getting past players, winning the ball back in the first half constantly, getting back to help the defense, great performance. But I think 7.0 is best for him, I would say. Now moving on to Harvey Vale. Harvey Vale, what a player, man. Honestly, it's been a player that I've wanted to see at QPR for a while. He has not been used correctly at Chelsea. He doesn't get game time. He just gets sent out on loan, injured constantly. And I just believe, honestly, he would perform a lot better at Championship club. And when he came to QPR, it was no doubt for me he would do well. 7.2, probably the best thing for him. A 7 maybe. He was excellent on the day in midfield to cover for Ilya Sher, only at 21 years of age. Obviously, I know Julian has said that he probably would play an 8 or a 10. He won't be on the wings or on the left back, but I think he's still in a good position. He's an all-round player. He can play in anywhere apart from goalie. Unless we put him in goal and he sees what he does, maybe he does better job than Joe Walsh. But yeah, great. He got 1 assist. Great in creating chances, passing and stuff like that, dribbles. One for the future for us. But yeah, shout out to Harvey Vale on the day. Now moving on to Paul Smith. with the goal. Obviously 7.8, yeah, I would say it's about correct really. For getting the goal as well, moving into the best position. Now at the start I did say on the left he'd probably perform a lot better. I did. So yeah, Julian, great decision there to put him there. And he got into the box at the right time. Don't know if there was a shout out for when he scored that goal, in the sense of where it was left by Kone to go through his legs and to Smith. So whatever happened there, good talk, communication there, a lot better. And fingers crossed Paul Smith gets a call up sooner enough for Northern Ireland or whoever it is. But yeah, great display by Paul Smith as always, running around, causing havoc, and just being a dangerous player that he is. Now, going to King Kone. Right, King Kone, what a striker. Now, I honestly believe Charlie Austin I honestly think he had a decision to get Kone to QPR. I think he had a word with him and said, listen, QPR was the right place to go to. So yeah. So yeah, I got nothing bad to say about Kone. Like, at times he does look a little slow and tired, but he just puts all his heart in completely. I've not seen a player like that, like I said, since Charlie Austin. I know Zancella obviously has gone out on loan, but Zancella didn't really do much of that. But Kone is one of our strikers at the age of 22 as well. We got some players on our hands. Honestly, this season we got some brilliant players on our hands. I'm looking forward to this season. I was at the start. Now we got our first win on the bag. Hopefully that is many more to come, and yeah, we can go from there. Now Kone didn't really get many shots on the day, but when let's have a look how many shots he got. Shots on target was 50%, so he probably had 2 shots, I reckon, if I look. Attack shots, yeah, he had 2 shots, I believe, as it looks like. And yeah, I think brilliant play. He's the man of the match. It was given to him as man of the match from basically many people. So yeah, he got man of the match. Hopefully we can see more goals from him in the coming months, or well, this season I should say. And yeah, we're gonna go in from there and be positive. Now with subs, obviously Collie came on and got a 6.1, Sato with a 7.7, Esquidino with a 7.5, and Burrell with a 7.8. Now I'll talk about all 4 players. Coley, great, did a lot better than Coventry. Hopefully he doesn't go to Leicester or abroad. Hopefully he stays and fights for his position and, you know, works harder. Koki Sato, what a performance when he came on. Fans love him. Everyone loves him. He's a fan favourite. And do you know, I did say when he came to the championship for QPR, I did say I was a bit worried about him because of the physicality of the championship and his body physique. But that game yesterday, when what I saw the Koki Sato at Lamel and Rotterdam, not the Koki Sato from last season. He was great last season, but I got a funny feeling if we play him like that, he is going to be in a lot of scenarios where he's going to create chances for us. He runs with the ball in that middle. I thought it was brilliant to see him in the middle and do what he did. Maybe we're going to use him in a different role. You never know. But the way he ran with the ball, got past the player and scored, showed what we're going to expect from him this season. You know, what a player. 7.7 for him. Great. I think maybe an 8. You know, he was a main man in the second half. He was brilliant player. But Esquidino as well, 7.5. He had a lot better game. That was a game that Esquidino played brilliantly. You know, obviously he didn't play well in the last previous games, but yesterday he done bloody brilliantly, man. Honestly, absolutely brilliant. Getting challenges in, getting stuck in, involved in both goals in the second half. So yeah, a 7.5, maybe a 7.7 as Sato, because he was a super sub. He came on and changed the game as well as Burrell. Now, I have given Burrell a bit of stick. I have recently, but yesterday, the way we're using him, it looks like it's brilliant. You know, he puts heart in. He runs. He constantly runs. He's an engine Burrell. You know, he's going to be a key factor for us, either if he gets sub, put on as a sub, or when he comes on, like obviously when he's on the pitch, he's going to be a key man for us in energy wise, and chasing the ball down, coming back, probably assisting as well, because he did get the assist on Kone's goal. But if we use the two up front like he did yesterday, I reckon we have a good shout in getting a couple of good results against Wrexham, and can't remember who the other game is now. But yeah, Wrexham is going to be a hard one for us. So yeah, hopefully we got, after the injury break, hopefully Jake Loxall, Elias Poku all come back. They're all arrival as in September, so fingers crossed on that. And obviously late April next year is Ziad Lakesh. But yeah, the table wise, as you can see on there, we're 18th. We're out of the relegation zone. 1 draw, 2 losses, 1 win. Now, hopefully, this is the kickstart of a great season and a great run of games. Like I said, we need to use our home Loftus Road as a fortress this season, as into getting goals and wins and everything like that on the table. So yeah, we need to use that a lot more. So yeah, we're not, obviously the start of the season, we're only 3 points, 4 points, 5 points away from playoffs. But let's not think so like that so early into the season. But yeah, that is the table, that is the result, and that is all the stats. But one stat, obviously, as you can see in the left corner, with statistic wise, so we weren't dominant. Now, I did see something on Twitter about dominancy, when obviously we win games better when we don't hold the ball. But the actual thing is that when you attack more, I reckon you won't have more ball possession unless you're passing the ball a lot more into the area. But we were more counter-attacking and attacking more in their half, less passing wise. It was literally full on attack, shooting, and getting into a player into the area. So that's probably why the ball possession was more to them than to us. Now, as you can see, total shots equal with Charlton 13. We had 6 shots on target, 3 big chances, 1 big chance missed. Accurate passes was 64%, which says it's not great passing still, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we can still work on our passing and get better. Fouls committed, we were more than Charlton. So yeah, that's a fun one to look at. Expected goals, 1.43 for us. Yeah, that's even improved a lot better. I'm happy with that. But yeah, all time around, great result for us. And fingers crossed we can use the fortress of Loftus Road a lot better. Now, any improvements? What I would say, team selection still could be a bit better, in the sense of, I would say, goalkeeper. I know, listen, like, I'm not hating on Joe Walsh, I really ain't. But if you're conceding too many goals, I would honestly say just give Nardi a try, man. Honestly, I think Nardi's brilliant. Nardi is my number 1 for QPR. But there's something Julian likes about Joe Walsh. Hopefully we can see that soon. Hopefully no more mistakes after today. But I can't really guarantee you it. But yeah, we'll see what happens in the coming months with Joe Walsh. Fingers crossed. Obviously, deadline day tomorrow. There might be some outgoings. You never know. There might be some ingoings. We'll see what happens. We will. But yeah, I'd say the only fault for us is probably passing wise. We need to improve. We need to improve the goalie. We need to help him at least. Number 3. Now, I don't know if you guys want to comment on this in the comments. Let me know what you think of this. But can we please have Steve Bold in the dugout on match days, please? Because we need it. If he is our defensive coach, we need him on that bench to help the defense on the day and make big decisions and give them shout outs, you know? Julian obviously has a shout out to it, but if we got bringing in a defensive coach and he's a main defensive coach for us and for the club, we need him on a Saturday on that bench. So that's another thing, right? Get Steve Bold on that bench, please. Because we need to know what the hell's going on sometimes with the defense call-ins and stuff like that. So yeah, is there anything else that we need to worry about? I'm not too sure. If you think there's any more, put a comment below, and we can have a read of it next video. But apart from that, that is it for today for the match reaction. Great result, like I said. Let's keep up, boys. Keep going. Let's support the boys. And yeah, great support for the channel as well, man. Much love, much appreciated for it. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to, and we'll catch you next video, maybe tomorrow. You never know. Deadline day, we might put a quick last couple of hours of the transfer deadline, see what QPR do. But yeah, have a great day, everyone. Enjoy the weekend, rest of it. I'm guessing people are going back to school tomorrow. So yeah, apart from that, we'll catch you in a bit. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. Bye.